I'm coming at you with another game of Total Warhammer 3, and I'm very excited to bring you the Dawizar, the Chaos Dwarfs. I've never played them before. I'm familiar with their roster and stuff through multiplayer for playing against them, but I don't know very much about like their internal mechanics, which is to say anything at all. So I'm excited for this. They're supposed to be just a wonderful faction. Alright, so we're going to play on recommendation. Drazhoath the Ashen first. Very hard, no AA stats modifier. We're going to leave all the weird locations on just to see. We're going to have the final crisis only happen after the long victory in case we keep on wanting to play after that. But that's basically what we've got going on. That's the plan. This is the beta for the new hotfix, so hopefully some of the problems with like Lizardmen factions not turning on and stuff will be solved. That one, that hotfix got released, I guess, this morning. So excited to jump in and get it rolling. Now, Chaos Dwarves are very evil, right? They're the worst. And if they aren't the literal worst, it's just because Skaven are real. Exile will never hold me back. Sharnagrund shall witness my rise. He, of course, speaks in, you know, whatever the name of their Chaos Dwarf flex speech is. Alright, so, Legion of Asgore. Fight battles to gather necessary labor to maximize industrial economy, to build military strength. Armaments in the Hellforge to increase unit caps and strengths. Conclave influence to buy seats at the Tower of Zar for restriction. And military convoys like caravans. Alright, got it. We got 3 trees to search through. Alright, so the sorcery tree, control, plague, unit caps. Alright, early on. This one will be normal, right? Yeah, we got the right side of the tree is stuff for your Chaos Dwarf side, and this is like for your hobgoblins and your orc mandatory laborers and that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. And then in industry is one side going to be for like the blowing stuff up, the siege weapons. Alright, so getting more labor might be good. It's tough to know. We'll go with that. But maybe, you know, it's possible that, you know, maybe just taking, I love trash house units, so maybe just improving the peasants will be good. So laborers are not, like, they have low stats, right? They don't have armor, they don't have attack, they don't have defense, but they have very big AP damage, and there's a lot of models in the unit. So if we have, say, a fire sorcerer, which I'm pretty sure my man here is, well, no, not exactly, is he? He's Lord of Hashut, huh? Okay. So we'll need like a fire sorcerer, but if we get something that'll give like plus attack, you know, to the guys, that could be good. All right, so it's like a 5-second mortis when he casts. And then we just got a big old direct damage spell there. Hellhammer's probably what it sounds like. Yeah, you got a wind. And then Flames of Asgore. This is the one that I see all the time. This one, that's the crazy one. All right. So special stuff is way cheaper. Flames of Asgore, yeah. So that'll be what we go on. And then he'll get a barrier. Huge stuff for Kadai. Oh, I love that. I love big stuff like that. All right, and then this will be 15 bonus versus infantry for... Oh, dude, that's just so cool. All right, awesome. Because I love infantry. Yeah, I now know why this lord was recommended to me. All right, so this is Luktaz the Bronze. He is materialistic, so good chances of getting items. Is he like a special dude? Is he immortal? No, he's just the guy we start with. He doesn't have like a special tree or anything. But okay, yeah, so you only get one of the trees. We'll figure out which we want to take later. Probably not the one for stock. But, yeah. Alright, so. Our position on the map. Okay, now it's going to tell us how to play. Alright. Chaos Dwarf economy has treasury, labor, raw materials, and armaments. Build more mines. Gets you more raw materials, but you need more workload. Scales down if you don't have the labor for it. You get it from battles and convoys, and you lose it based on control. And you can choose where it goes with the checkbox. And you can use your laborers to do stuff with that. And you can rush the construction based on the thing. Alright, cool. Very cool. Alright, so here is this giant conveyor. It lets us get Chaos Dwarf warriors immediately. Love it. And makes you a ton of money. And as it goes up, it makes... Yeah, it makes a lot more raw materials, and it makes a lot more armaments per turn. But it makes the same amount of money the whole time, so that's interesting enough. Alright, and then we have here the prototype Mega Mortar. So this is the thing that lets us use the crazy big... Okay, now I get it. So this is where that was coming from. You know, so I'll be able to just absolutely light them up. And then the other thing we can get is the Infernal Barracks eventually, and that seems pretty good. Alright, so here, do we get Hobgoblins? I mean, yeah, probably. Well, no, we don't decide the... You never decide the building until you've taken the first town, because you don't know what you're going to get. But it's still nice to look. And I didn't mean to say demolish it. Oh, that would have made me very sad indeed. Alright, so we just have to win this battle. How hard could it be? It could be kind of hard. Sometimes intro battles can be kind of tough. I didn't really look over their forces. Alright, they got Black Orcs. That's bad. We'll be alright. We got our monstrous infantry to pop in there. You know, we'll be alright. They've got a couple things to flank. It's not too much of a problem, right? Because, like, Wolf Riders aren't that good. Now, Drazhoath the Ashen is got 20 bonus versus infantry, so he's gonna love this. He's gonna love this fight. He's a very angry little dude. You know, he's got a very nice hat, and he carries a little torch in. The other Dramatis persona, you know, this is the Infernal Guard Fireglaves, you know, they can barely see out of their visors. These are the Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, very nice hats, we love their hats. And these, of course, the centerpiece, the Kadai Fireborn. Flame Demons. And then here in the front, equally important, but we're not going to dwell on it, the Orc Laborers. They, look, Chaos Dwarves are really bad. And there's a reason these dudes don't have shoes on. Chaos Dwarfs are not very sentimental about anyone that's not a Chaos Dwarf. Alright, let's get to it. So we've got Goblin Laborers too. Goblin Laborers don't even have anti-large, so I guess like Orc Laborers would just be better in every way. Well, you know... Maybe one of them is slightly cheaper than the other one. We'll figure it out. But yeah, but the Fireglaves are anti-large fighters, and they're like... The Fireglaves are like proper dwarf warriors, on top of also having guns. They just have slightly lower HP pools, right? Slightly lower, by a couple of thousand. And what we're gonna do now is just move up to the side of the water while these guys go in. Because what we're gonna want to do, because we have these Dreadquake batteries, right? We don't need to give battle basically at all. We just need to get them to blob up somewhere. Because if they want to sit there, we will just light them up. The Dreadquake battery does so much damage. I'm just gonna be sitting here cackling in my chair, whenever it goes down, you'll see. You'll all see, I'll say. You know, totally normal stuff like that. We'll throw the old Burning Wrath at him. Boom, it basically misses. It's alright. We're just saving this. We're saving this Dreadquake until the opportune moment. We need to get these Kadai Fireborn in here against this fight. The opportune moment is right now, because the Black Orcs are about to saturate in. And they are walking right into the mortar. And of course the laborers are going to be there, but oh my god, the damage! Beautiful stuff. Then the after effects, you know, the ground still buckles under the weight. Our powder are in a good enough spot, and we're just going to saturate in onto the Black Orcs here. And tank their... Oh, we didn't even need to do that. Their defense was already down because of the aura? Oh no, that was the spell, yeah. So we get their melee defense down to 0 and then start beating down. You know, it's not ideal, but we just need to pull the Kadai back a little bit. We're taking a little bit of damage and then we'll charge back in with them, right? But once we get these Black Orcs to rout, which they will do soon, you know, because there's only 30 of them left. The Goblin Laborers are holding up against the Goblin Wolf Riders wonderfully. That tells you how bad Goblin Wolf Riders are. I'm like, oh, they had the wall active. I'm like, how are they still fighting here? Oh, but now, oh goodness, yeah. This is rough stuff, huh? We are almost losing this fight. No, we're not losing. We're really getting beat up very badly, which makes sense. I'm not very good at this game and I am stupid. So, we take like 50% damage on... Oh my god! What? I guess we're just gonna lose. Okay. Alright, so, in conclusion, I'm very bad at the game. The balance of power favors us somehow, but we're getting just almost entirely wrecked. Just a really, really terrible first battle. Maybe as bad as this game's ever gone for me. No, that's not true. I've actually lost a first battle before, and here I thought it was gonna go so smooth. But yeah, so it'll take like 4 turns for our army to be back in shape. Oh god, terrible stuff. Terrible, terrible performance indeed. Like, look how beat up he got. And I thought things were going well. They weren't. They were not. I mean, we won, but we didn't really win. Alright, blue line for more labor and lightning strike. Feels like I'm so bad at the game, though. We probably need to go red line so we can actually win a fight. But would that even help? No, probably not. Nothing can make you better at a game. You know, not a promising turn one so far. Not a promising turn one at all. I think we might even lose this battle. It's hard to say. Let's just see. Oh, good news. The blunderbusses, when they shoot, just annihilate everything. I'm just so bad at the game that I often can't make my powder connect with anything at all. But I guess, yeah, so we crumble here. But, you know, we take out a unit of those guys with the mortar strike, and then when they run into that, then that'll hurt them more, and... yeah, you know. I guess there's no one on this battlefield to beat up on the Lord like there was in the last fight. Yeah, that first battle, I think probably the powder just like wasn't online at all. I think we just took a really bad line of sight engagement there. I've been playing so much Three Kingdoms lately that I remember that I'm bad at this game, but I never remember why, and it's because like I don't think about line of sight on gunpowder units. Like I'll build an army that should be good if I had a brain, and then I lose, and I'm like, why didn't it work? I didn't build this army. This is a turn one army, right? But, so basically as bad as you could ever expect a turn one to be when you didn't lose, right? You know, totally demolished chaff infantry, a lord on his last legs who you need to be able to fight. He's like a fighter. Okay, capture minor settlements. You can build outposts or factories. Yes, yes. Raw materials there. And you convert it. Alright. We don't have enough laborers for that, right? Alright, but what we can do is get 2 great weapon ones. Are silver shields more important than big AP? No, of course they aren't. Okay, so the orc laborers are twice as expensive as the goblin laborers. Alright, well. So here at the Hellforge, this is where we use the Forgecraft to improve the armies. Army capacity there. Okay, cool. And then as you go, you get quite nice things. And then, of course, down here in the war machines, all the stuff that we know and love. Alright, we'll, it says we could get another warrior right now. I think probably that's worth doing, but maybe not, because, I mean, like... Yeah. Well, it doesn't take any time, right? So that means we can get another warrior, and we'll get just like a good normal silver shield one for the line. And then maybe next turn when we fight someone, we'll be able to fight with actual infantry. And when we get to 5, we'll get Frenzy, which will make them very good indeed. Of course, there's 288 factions still on the field. That'll drop soon enough. You know, it's possible that we'll just like have to chop this campaign and start over, but we'll try to learn as much as we can. Alright, I don't think spending 4K on upgrading that is the move. "17 factions already eliminated. But I'm still here. I'm here." Alright, got some squigs, they got a bit of an army. Of course, what we have now is a proper front line. A proper evil dwarf front line. I didn't realize I'd be able to get dwarf warriors so soon. I mean, I guess we're already at cap. Yeah, Luke, you know, turn 1 went rough. As you see, his hit points are still pretty low. But, you know, we're basically all put back together again, you know. It's basically all fine. Hobgoblin archers are actually very effective. Good, good, you know, because I do love archers because they permit me to be bad at the game. Will they come at us? No. I have to do a trench. Yeah, you know, at least he is like not Icket. No, Icket's not that bad. He's just an absolute terror. It's not that bad. Could be worse. I guess what we do now is just drop a mortar in the middle of them to try to force them forward. We've got another mortar. We won't remember to do 2 of them. You know, it's on very hard. They might just respond, but maybe not. Yeah, they're just going to respond and it won't do anything. It's okay. What are you going to do, right? You know, I think actually, yeah, even the AI doesn't appreciate how big of a thing it is. So, you know, deleting 1 unit of orc boys, fine. Yeah, you know, the real problem with Skaven is when you have territory that can be traversed by underway at all. Even if you have access to it, right? To underway travel by it, I mean. Because all of a sudden your borders aren't what they used to be, right? Yeah, and the squigs just delete that unit of... Alright, you know, actually we need to not go into where I just dropped that mortar. Keeping right at the border of it is very good indeed. Alright, blunderbusses are firing, Drazhoath is punching, Fireborn are not in spears, so that's good. Jot that down. And then we're going to charge them at the Gobbo archers. Seems very wasteful. Actually, we don't seem to have a good way to deal with Gobbo archers, do we? I mean, we could shoot at them. Alright, there are no dwarves over here. They're all on this side, so we need to get these great weapons over on this side to start churning through the foe. Good news is the blunderbusses absolutely can see those Gobbo archers and are lighting them up. Fireglaves are getting their fire into, you know, it's less punchy when they shoot, but still very good. These Kidai Fireborn are getting shot by archers, though, which is not very good at all. Double plus on good. But it's like, I have all these troops running away, but I have to remember that they are chaff units. I just don't normally play with chaff units that run, right? I'm used to the noble peasant spears of Cathay, who would sooner, you know, go into the dragon's jaws of Yonbo than run away from a fight. Which indeed may be the choice all along. Yeah, because just thinking about this starting position, it's incredibly rough, but it could be worse. Like, you could have Arbil the Undefeated as a neighbor. Because, like, we're gonna have to deal with Grimgor. We're eventually gonna have to deal with, like, Gelt, probably. I mean, he's not that bad. We'll be Chaos Dwarfs when we're fighting Gelt, and that'll make it a little different dynamic than often. It'll be interesting. Having, like, a split of legitimately very, very good infantry and absolute trash infantry. But, you know, we could make the infantry good. We just need a Firecaster. Because ever since it happened to me in a Bastion battle at Cathay, they like threw Flaming Sword of Ruin on like an Orc Laborer unit. They had huge spell intensity, and these things went up to like 70 melee attack, and then just like absolutely deleted something because it's such AP, you know, 18 AP on it with that much melee attack and 140 models. All right. And like Emrich's here, and like Kugath lives like right here, right? And well, it's good to have plenty of enemies, right? Like Emrich. No, I imagine Emrich's not too bad to deal with. I guess I just didn't have any, I didn't have the building for him yet, so... Yeah, hobgoblins are quite close in cost to the orc laborer anyway, aren't they? And they've got a little bit of a shield. Totally solid stats. Yeah, should have built that first probably, rather than building the money pit. But we'll at least have more units in the army, and we'll cycle them out later as it becomes appropriate. No supply lines. Ooh, that is... Okay, so we now have to get a bunch of hobgoblins to get Gorda's Backstabber. And we got, a magic weapon with Fear and Terror. Magic attack, often very good. Fear and Terror, often very good. Alright, so we move right here. And hobgobbo it up. 3 archers is the only appropriate thing to do, because we have a big old trash front line, and we're going to need something to shoot against Skaven for the war that we're immediately going to undertake against them, right? Yes, right. Because Imric can be put off for a little while. Imric's not going to get bonkers out of control, and Imric can be fooled, hopefully, into standing in front of, blunderbusses and getting shot to absolute pieces. It doesn't take long for blunderbusses to delete something, even if they're a dragon. Because, 50 AP damage, 50 on an 80 model unit, Alright. And we'll just grab them, and then we'll move right in and start beating Skaven down. But we'll probably... We could take Grey Hag, but we might just move up to take their capital immediately. That would be, very clever. We should have recruited a tag-along lord. Military cargo convoys available. Alright, so... Call to War is on. We should. Since we're going to go for the hobgoblin things... Yes. Alright, so Kralk is right here. I think actually it's better to get him right now before he completes a turn of recruitment. And just trust that we'll be able to pop Tretch, because how many settlements will he have? 2? 3. Okay, so maybe taking the capital first is better. Yeah. Yeah, taking the capital first is better. And... just go to raiding stance. We'll pretend we don't know who we're getting the labor from. Can you, don't say, you don't want to say it, but, like, can you imagine being a Chaos Dwarf? Please don't say yes. But, like, you're like, alright, we're really evil, we need to find some laborers. And you're just, like, going around and all you get are scavenged, and you're like, oh, man, this is not gonna be a good time. We're really gonna have a headache here. These dudes are famously not very good at following instructions. We're gonna hold on to the raw materials rather, because that's just like 100 increase for a whole bunch of our raw materials, and we're gonna need them for some. Yeah, we gotta have 2K in order to get to the next level here. So. Like, canonically, they do refuse to take any of it. Okay, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I'm like, I feel like they would be, like, because Scaven's whole thing is, that they're very willing to be unreliable. And he gets, like, a whole army in one turn. Of course he does, but we... Do we have siege attack or... Okay, yes, we do. We are going to take their capital because that is better than what they can do. And we're just going to hope they're not home. Alright. He's got someone home, but Tretch isn't. So we'll just take this fight. Alright. Trash army. 4 menaces below. Got walls, though. Alright, well... We've got no way to knock the walls down, which means we'll just have to take them. Every time considers himself the next ultimate leader of all Scaven, down to the lowest Scaven, so you can imagine how it goes. Yes, they are all prone to flights of fancy, aren't they? But, to be fair to each individual Scaven, they do have a very good chance of becoming the best Scaven ever for a little while. Alright. Those guys in a group because they're probably going to try to summon on the back of them. These guys in a group because we don't need them getting shot up by towers first. These guys in a group because they're going to take the wall. Alright, let's get to it. These guys will knock on the door. We're not going to tank their, They're going to tank their vigor doing this. Really, these guys might be good at beating down the door too, but I don't want them to get shot up. Or actually, there's not really anything to shoot them up, is it? Just a bunch of slingers. Yep. I was supposed to remember that... Okay, 15 seconds, and they're going to summon. 10 seconds, and they're going to summon. I know that because I can tell time. When the cast roars accept scabby levers, they'll be weak and ineffectual for a while and suddenly disappear. And wake up next to a million tiny tunnels and army on the doorstep. Yep, just scabbing things. Alright, there we go. Clanrat summon on the hobgoblins right on time. We charge in behind right on time, and that should break them off right on time. Yes, indeed. Everything going according to plan. Alright. Clock's ticking, 45 more seconds, one more summon. That comes in 30 seconds from now. It's 45 seconds each time, and the AI only believes in using abilities every time. Never waiting, never waiting. Now, we don't need to take this whole wall. We'll take a bunch of it and move these over here. Because, you know, clearly they're just abandoning the wall and we're tanking our vigor by going over it. Not that it matters. And then these guys will, like, go beat on the gate. Wait, no. I'm like, you know, right as I said they're going to be right back, I move the guy away. It's fine, right? It's fine. I'm like, 30 seconds, and then I immediately take away the monstrous infantry that can deal with it. I mean, it's okay. We'll just charge in with the Infernal Guard, and, you know, the Hobo-Gobos lose some dudes. What are you going to do, right? It's not as bad as a siege could be. We're fighting on the walls for basically no other reason than that it's nice. Alright, and here's another summon. There we go. The nice thing about taking a little bit of time to get rid of the last summon is it's right on time for you to deal with the next one. No, 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 no! Okay, good. Yes! Yes! They tried to zap me with Warp Lightning, but instead they zapped their own gate. That makes me so happy. Yes, a lot of upward and downward mobility. For example, if that Warlock Engineer gets out of here, Warlock Master, you know, he's gonna have a lot to answer for, or an average amount. Because our laborers are on the wall, but the gates are breached now, right? Right. I'm like, this is a line of sight thing, that's right. Haha, we got him to do it again! Nope, it actually hit us this time. You know, no, not so much a haha there, huh? And importantly, all the guys we sent onto the wall are just dying. This was a very bad move. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Look at that. So we sent them to take the wall, and they all fled. Every single one of them ran away. Alright. I don't think I'm good enough to play this game. Head full of pudding. Yeah, that's pretty rough, huh? They still have 150 models. Yeah, I think we lose. I think we're gonna lose. I think we're gonna lose. We might win. But I think we're gonna lose this campaign, because I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna come in with an army I can't beat right after this. And this army is gonna get totally crushed. Yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? I'm bad. And I should feel bad. Because we have this huge blob and we can't do anything about it. There's no way to punish any of this. And if we had one, it would be good. Yeah, I think we just lose. But it's possible that we keep on going. Drazhoath doesn't really have anything that'll kill him here, right? Well, besides this dude. Let's try to focus on that then. Yeah, I can see how this might have gone differently if I had, you know, things that weren't running away. Also, I just didn't need to take the wall, right? We could have just sit them up there to tank the tower shots, and, you know, a lot of them just lost because they were in engagements for too long. But if they were here in the middle of these Chaos Dwarf warriors and stuff, this huge blob fight, then maybe, you know, they would have fought for longer. So maybe, now that they've rallied, because again, like, their leadership's barely messed up from damage, right? Only some. Hey Thomas, how are you? We are failing to meet expectations here. Oh, and then I got them on the wall, and now they're getting beat up by these clan rats. I'm the worst. I'm so bad at this. You know, the Skaven deserve to rule the world, not the Dawizar. What's going on? We're attacking the rat people with the evil Chaos Dwarves and their unpaid laborers. And we're losing. We are losing very badly. There's basically nothing I can do about it. This is my leader here. He's fighting their leader. It's not going like great. I'm really bad. But at any moment, we could, like, break all of these dudes. I just don't, you know. We might have lost the campaign due to bad decisions in the first 3 turns. I mean, also, like, due to bad play in general, right? Like, because I'm bad. If I was really good, none of the things that I did in the early turns would matter, because, like, I'd be able to, like, do better with, like, the human brain. But I'm bad, so I don't think that's going to happen here. But, you know, some of our powder units and our archers are on the wall now, and maybe that'll be enough to make a difference. Maybe we'll start turning it around. Did I beat the last judge? No. I tried for 15 minutes, then I said whatever and turned off the game and uninstalled it. And then I went to bed. I also did not beat Minecraft last night, which you probably would have seen if you would have saw the title of the video. But yeah, I tried to do like a run on Minecraft, like a random seed thing, and man oh man, did it not work. No, it was fine. I died in the Nether. I can't beat blazes, so I figured I should just give up, and then I planted wheat for a while. It wasn't the run back being bad, it was what the running back represented. It represented a future where all I did was run back. And I just, like, said, this isn't even the end of the game, you know, like, why keep on doing this thing? It's not fun. That just is the Kadai Fireborn? Yep. Rough. Well, you know, now the hobgoblins are on the wall. They're basically not shooting at all, but, you know, this unit is. And they've already got 88 kills. Look at that. Amazing. I don't know, maybe we don't lose. We'll just lose the campaign in a couple of turns. Alright, so we lost our most important unit, but... So what? I don't know how this campaign's gonna go. We're not, like, quitting. We haven't lost yet. I think we might next turn or the turn after that, but we haven't lost yet. And we're just going to the old fast forward here, because this bump and grind is going to take a little while. You know, the Chaos Dwarf Warriors, they won't run. They'll fight bitterly here. And that's good, because we just need that. We need a bitter fight against these foes. Better later when you buff them further. Yeah, but like... But if you have one, you can charge with them. And they're monstrous infantry. They got mass, like it's good. And they're made out of fire. I lost my coolest unit. And it's gonna be ages till I get him again. There's no worse feeling in this whole game, I think, than losing your centerpiece unit in a campaign. Because it often takes like 30 turns to get it again. I mean, there are worse feelings. Like, you could wake up and be Tretch Craventail. Rat people, they do... None of these units have poison, but they do have lots of units that do stuff like that. They have a faction mechanic where they literally put a plague upon your houses. Which... can be very, very troublesome indeed. Alright, that whole blob just disappeared. Yeah, this is what a Skaven place looks like, you know, just green destruction everywhere. They're real miserable people by nature. Which is saying something as the Chaos Dwarves, who, if Skaven didn't exist, might be the most evil dudes that aren't made out of magic. But since Skaven do exist, they are not the most evil. Skaven are more evil than anyone. Yeah, victory! Man, I'm really bad at this game. You know... Oh my god. 370 kills? Like, what? Absolutely bonkers. And the Kadai, you know, got a ton before they died, too. Yeah. Alright, so if they hit me this turn, we probably lose. But if they let us get one turn of replenishment, plus these guys, we might be fine. Flash Bomb, Vanguard, shorter range, sundering attacks, including on the missiles. Moving forward to get Flames of Asgore and Cinderbeth. Yeah, you know, Flames of Asgore, I saw, and then he got like a massive discount on it, and that is a spell that I do know the name of because of multiplayer. Like, all this other stuff in the lore of Heshit, I'm like, I've never heard of this spell in my life. And then I get to Flames of Asgore on the tree, I'm like, oh, that's the one, I know that one. Well, yeah, you could. Well, you know, it didn't happen to me. I just watched it happen to other people. But there are plenty of people who wake up with bad dreams of Flames of Asgore, for certain. It is a devastating move whenever it drops upon you. Anyway, we lost way too much tempo here, which basically dooms any run on very hard. But I didn't have a choice because of how badly we did everything earlier. That's the bombard ability. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had used it against the orcs, but not, like, well. Alright. And this dude makes hobgoblins way better and buffs. Yeah, man, buffs them all wonderfully. Oh my god, yeah. Basically improves every single aspect of all of them. Gives them 25 charge bonus. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Big replenishment and fizz resist. Dagger and Malice gives him poison, melee attack, big buff. Alright. Yeah, it's a... yeah. If he gets less than 25%, he has... I guess it just happens. Okay, and he just gets better army, physical resist, or ward save. Well, none of those are bad. He is pretty lucky then, huh? Alright, so this guy's gonna move in and destroy my lands. Definitely should have done this like 2 turns ago. Oh my god! They're all here! Yeah, we almost certainly lose this. But maybe not. This army's a lot better than the army we had the last time we fought a battle. Man, this is a lousy place to fight. All right. Gonna be a rough one. But it also has the potential for being very interesting. Summon here in the back. We're just gonna delete this guy. This very brave Scaven Lord is going to get blunderbust. You know, he's actually living a little better than I thought. I think he got staggered by getting shot, and that saved him from getting shot by more things. Yeah, because when he falls over, nope, didn't save him too much. Alright. Another summon coming in right here. That's a lot of rats. Oh, we're busy chasing that summon, and now this summon is on top of us. Everybody hates clan rat summons. Oh my god, it's a... how's my machine doing? This is so many rats. They have almost 6,000 rats on the battlefield. Well, see how it goes. If the warp lightning guy stays in the back, we might be fine. But if he just like hits my Chaos Dwarfs warriors with warp lightning like 3 times, we just lose. Warp lightning's so good. Even if I was good, I wouldn't be able to dodge it. I don't even think good players can dodge it. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be good at this game, though, so... Alright, time to make contact. Like, none of these spells are even good. But it does send a message. But because that first lord on the battlefield left, you know, they are in trouble for... Are those storm vermin? How many? How many? Oh god, they got like 2 units of them? That's too many. Importantly though, we got plenty of ammo on the blunderbusses and the fireglaves. We just need... Just need everybody to shoot at Tretch. There we go. There's my boys. There's my boys. Alright, we're going to debuff these storm vermin to try to get some kill in there. Pop the buffs here. Come on, get him. There we go. Terror routed? Yeah, terror route on Tretch. So not a real route, but a terror route's still very good. And that'll let us shoot at him again. Alright, front line doing okay. Back line crumbling. Back line crumbling. Back line crumbling. Alright. Sneaky gets on this side. They didn't know they were there, so they thought they were flanking us. Of course, that didn't work out for them, but... You know, all these other troops that are flanking is working out for them. Now, Tretch is getting nuked. getting absolutely nuked from orbit by the firepower, which is as good as it could be, right? Like, if Tretch gets killed here, then that'll be good. You know, it's not going to tank their leadership because they've already had that happen, but I was worried about their effects in these infantry blobs, you know, that we need to stick down. All right, so the assassin doing work. We just need to get the leader over here. The Death Runners, that's going to melt through this side. All right, we now need to rotate the archers. There we go. There's the wizard that we were worried about. So this whole flank likely going to be in the worst trouble when the hobgoblins flee. You know, it's not going to be so good here. And they are putting slinger fire onto our blunderbusses, which is terrible. But we're just going to hopefully shoot someone. Please shoot somebody, guys. Like, what's going on? There we go. There's the somebody that we needed. They've got a doom wheel? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, that's torn it. Oh, God, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Oh, God, that's so bad. Well, at least they're on the fire glaives. They're anti-large, right? Oh, man. Yeah, no, just not enough of a hardy front line, right? Because when we crumble, and it's going to be soon, we're going to crumble real hard. Yeah, because they're going to collapse this whole flank, you know. And Tretch is still alive. Oh, my God. How is... He's got 400 hit points. And Gortys is surrounded by Storm Vermin, which he can't win against. Yep. Terrible. Terrible stuff. But, you know, this is why I don't deserve to rule the world. I'm like saying, oh no, they have a doom wheel, as if we weren't totally torn before then, as if everything hadn't fallen apart. I'm like, oh no, now it's out of control. Now they've got a doom wheel. I think he gets that when he's losing a melee fight, is what it is. Yeah, if he's losing melee combat, he gets 40% ward save. But he's not losing right now. Combat's even. And the Castellan is fighting an assassin 1v1. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. See how it works out for him. But at least the blunderbusses, for one shining moment, can shoot at the doom wheel. Please shoot at. Just please shoot. Please, guys. I'm literally begging you. Just shoot at the doom wheel. Just before. Nope. Nope, they don't want to. They don't want to shoot at the doom wheel. Sounds boring, they said. Yep, there you go. Poor performance indeed. Well, sometimes that's how it goes. Fireball! Oh well. Sometimes that's how it goes. Like, no, kill this rat in particular. And he gets away with 10 hit points. Throw a fireball at him! Don't let him get away! The fireball didn't hit him. He's gonna get away. Well. Overpowered faction, underpowered brain leads to defeat. Just a disaster. Because the thing is, too, is even if I am able to save, like, I lost so much tempo that it cannot possibly matter, right? Like, it's over. It doesn't matter. I'm not, like, sad, is what it is. But physically, I don't know, like... I feel like if you're literally 13 turns behind, there's probably not anything you can do. I mean, not for me. Someone who's good at the game could.
Drazhoath, Ankazam da de Barras Krinas. Dagals Natakula. Dotha. Drazhoath. Roots. Is Rinkus da Disban.
Scalpite Scratchuscar. What a name. What a very, very Scavan name. Okay, so it takes one of that per unit every day to do these things. I see. Well, we don't have any of those every day to spend. Oh. I don't have enough to do it. One more level to lightning strike. All right. Alright, good news. This looks impossible to defend. But it probably isn't. Yep, and then we just keep on losing our best units. You know, I think if Skaven didn't have warp lightning, people wouldn't even hate all the other stuff they hate about him. It's just all that armor piercing, it invariably just smacks, you know, because it's because the computer is so bad with magic almost all the time that it feels unfair for them to be able to ever use it right. Because normally, the computer is the worst set of wizards that you could ever imagine, right? They're so bad at it. But sometimes, only sometimes, will they just decide that they're going to be absolute menaces. And when they do that, it's always with Skaven. No one's ever suffered a devastating burning head all game. No one's ever been like, oh man, they cast a Wind of Death and took out 3,000 of my units. But you have lost 5 units of elite infantry to warp lightning before. A lot. Because it casts so quickly and for so little. Exactly. And it does good. Because if it did nothing, then nobody would care. But it does, like, 3,000 damage. That's a lot of damage. I don't know, 2,000, let's be fair. At least that one only hit some hobgoblins, you know. You barely feel it when it's just hobgoblin archers. And we get hit with another one. But at least it's not on dwarf warriors, right? And another warp lightning. Of course, the explosive towers do pretty well against Skaven. And these don't actually look like they'll be blocked. So if we can get them to fight down here, and it looks like we'll be able to, then we're going to be able to drop both of these explosive towers on them. Alright, what do we want here? Alright, escorting some of them out. They have to take this square before they can take the victory square. It's linked to it. So all we've got to do is hold this down, which we very well might be able to do. Doomwheel coming in. Now, we don't have anything good at dealing with it, but it's here by itself, and that'll be, you know, better for us than if it was different. We do have a couple Dreadquake shots. We want to save them for when there's like a big blob fight where we can kill like thousands and thousands of them, right? Doomwheel getting beat down a little bit. It's negative defense spell's already worn off of it. Oh, and great. So the Warp Lightnings hit all the ones that had tons of ammo. Amazing. And yeah, and the Doomwheel does like half of our life to us. Man, that's so rough. All right. I think we just lost here. I think allowing... Yeah, I think that nuke was dumb. I think every part of this was bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was... I'm sure somebody could win this. Not me, though. I'm too bad. That Doomwheel just did, like, way too much to me, right? Like... Yeah. Much too strong. I should have just had... I don't know. There's nothing that can beat a Doomwheel here, right? There's nothing. I don't have anything that can beat a Doomwheel, so... And Drazhoath just like, yeah, because the Doomwheel's still here. And everything's crumbled. Well, you know. We spent 20 minutes trying to defend it, and we fell as soon as they decided to show up and fight. But yeah, sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes when you're bad at a game, you lose. And I am very bad at this game. Not that I need to tell you guys that. You've been watching me lose. Anyway, there you have it. That's what it looks like when you lose the game. This dude kills the Lord, and then everybody crumbles. $500 kills. 500. $3,000 gold value. 500 kills. If only they took Plague more often than their abuses. Exactly, like, you see a Plague caster, you're like, oh, technically a wizard. You see literally anyone with Warp Lightning, and they get 500 kills. Well, you know, sometimes that's how it goes, right? I mean, often. I am very bad at the game. If you give me, like, an overpowered faction, I can still mess it up. Yeah, Goldtooth. Literally nobody cares. There we go. There's our defeat screen. Game over. Most settlements held, 4. The rare campaign where you lose more total battles than you win. Yeah, that was rough. That was real rough. Oh, well. Sometimes that's how it goes. I mean, I failed the Elspeth campaign a few times before we got it off of the ground, and then it was, like, just cackling, right? Probably ought to go for the close settlement first. Yeah, because that guy recruited, like, 12 units in a turn, and that is, you know... If you play on very hard, it makes it interesting in the mid-game, but if you play on very hard, it can make you absolutely lose on turn 5. I mean, not that we lost on turn 5, we did, we just didn't lose the game officially until later. Oh yeah, and Jurong too, yeah. But yeah, that was, poor performance indeed. Anyway, those are the Chaos Dwarfs. That's how not to play them. Oh well. What are you gonna do? But yeah, guess I'll take a break. Figure out what I want to do with the rest of the day. We might just try this again, but maybe not. Poor performance indeed. Anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the day. I'll be around. I'm going to have some lunch and think about what I'm going to do with my day. So, perhaps I'll see you there. Thanks for hanging out, Luke. Appreciate ya. Thanks, Thomas. You know, it could have went better. Sure didn't. That's the thing, though, about very hard. You basically get 0 mistakes for 10 or 20 turns. And if you make any, if you're not good, you can't win. But if you just play nearly perfectly for the whole game, for the first half of it, then it's fine. I don't know. If we fail again, we'll turn it down to hard, and then it'll probably be easy enough. The enemy getting like twice as many units as they normally would does make it a lot harder. I'm not the only one who sort of wishes there was a middle ground between them being total pushovers and recruiting twice as many units as normal, but it's been explained to me that it would be very hard to make the computer good at playing the game, so they just don't. Or rather, if they made it good at playing the game, it would be impossible to beat them, so they don't. Anyway, it sounds like a cop-out to me, but I don't know anything. I just know how to lose, which I've just done. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Look, the Chaos Dwarfs are bad people, and they don't deserve to rule the world. So if you think about it, I'm a good guy. I made Warhammer Fantasy World a better place. So that's why I lost, because I'm such a good guy. Anyway, that's all I've got for you right now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Maybe I'll see you in a later stream or video. And if not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you guys.